This is a clip from Basketball at the Bar Live. Is the Cleveland Cavaliers. They finished 44-38 last year after an extremely hot start. Unfortunately, they did miss the playoffs after losing in the play-in. Calvin, let's talk about what they can do to improve this offseason and get back to the NBA playoffs and potentially get back to the NBA Finals. According to ESPN, their starting depth chart is Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, Isaac Okoro, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. That's a pretty good-looking lineup. As far as salary cap goes, Kevin Love, he's still on the team, dude. He's entering in the last year of his deal at $28.9 million. Jared Allen has 4 years left on his contract. Karis LeVert is entering in the last year of his deal at $18 million. Lauri Markkanen's got 3 years left. Evan Mobley has 3 as well. Chetty Osman, 2 years left for him. Same with Isaac Okoro. Darius Garland's got 1 year left on his rookie scale deal. The same as Dylan Windler and Dean Wade. And then you have guys like Colin Sexton, who's expiring but a restricted free agent. Ed Davis, Rajon Rondo also expiring. So, Calvin, I want to hear from you. What do the Cavs need to do to improve this offseason?
I love this team. I love where they're at right now. I think they've done a phenomenal job of rebuilding since LeBron James left them once again. The Jared Allen trade was huge.
Yeah.
I love Darius Garland. I love Karis LeVert. I think they've got a ton of really, really good pieces. I haven't even mentioned Evan Mobley, who was your favorite player in the draft last year. This team's in a great spot. They're young. They're good.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just a young team that's still, like, trying to figure things out. They play defense. They got a small taste of the playoffs this year. I realize they didn't actually make the real playoffs, but they got a very small taste of it this year in the play-in. Won one game and lost another. And so, like, I really wouldn't do too much with this roster. I love the way that they've put it together. I think they've got a really good balance of shooting. Most of their shooters are big men shooters too, right? Like, a lot of their
Huge
guards,
team.
Isaac Okoro, Karis LeVert's a pretty decent shooter, but Isaac Okoro isn't known for outside shooting. To me, the one area where you tweak this roster is, what can I get for Colin Sexton?
Yeah.
Which still kind of amazes me that they're in that boat. Like, I don't know what happened with that backcourt. I thought that was a great backcourt to have set with Garland and Sexton. Yeah. Great nickname too, right? But now clearly they're moving away from that because you've brought in Karis LeVert. You drafted Isaac Okoro, who could play the 3, but I think he's probably better suited at the 2. And he's a good defender, really, really good defender. So I like the veterans they've got on this team. Rondo's contract is expiring, yes?
Yes.
I would try to bring him back. I love him as a backup point guard for this team, a veteran, somebody that's really good for Darius Garland to learn from. And yeah, it's what is out there on the market for Colin Sexton?
Yeah, this team, we also forgot to mention they do have the 14th pick in this year's NBA draft. I'm in the same boat as Calvin in terms of I absolutely love this roster and what they've done with this team. They have a ton of young talent. They have some cap space. I think they've done an incredible job here. For me, I'm not in the boat of getting rid of Colin Sexton. I'm just not. I like this dude. Yes, he had an injury last season. I think he's played incredibly well. I think him and Darius Garland actually fit together well. And I don't think you can have a surplus of young talent. So I'm going to try and do whatever I can to re-sign Colin Sexton. I think he needs to remain on this roster.
The only problem is that it is a very small backcourt.
It is.
Very, very small.
It is. But they make up for that size with the front court,
yeah,
right?
that's
Which
true.
is absolutely ridiculously big. So I'm going to try and re-sign Colin Sexton. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with Kevin Love. You know, this is the last year of his deal. The dude's been incredible for Cleveland. Never says anything. He's never in the news for anything bad. He's the last guy here from the LeBron James era. Won, a ring with them. So I'm interested to see what they do with him. But honestly, if I'm the Cavaliers, I'm re-signing Colin Sexton this offseason, and I'm doing like nothing else.
Wow.
I'm going to fill in the roster in the spots that I can. but I absolutely love the young core on this team. I think they're going to develop this year even more. They're going to get better. They're going to play better together. I expect them to be in the playoffs next season with absolutely no moves.
My question for you is, if you re-sign Colin Sexton, who's your starting five on this team? Because somebody's odd man out there, whether it's LeVert or Markkanen.
It's probably going to be Markkanen. I think I'm going to rock with Garland, Sexton, and then it's either going to be LeVert or Okoro, Mobley, and Allen.
Wow. That would be quite the reserve team, especially if you started Okoro. You could have Rondo, LeVert, Markkanen off the bench. That's a pretty good start.
That's what ESPN has their depth chart listed as right now. It's a great squad, a great young squad.
A lot of money coming off the bench too.
It'll be interesting what they're going to do. And, Kevin Love's on that bench squad too.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens when they do have to start paying these guys. But a guy like Jared Allen, dude, he's making $20 million for the next 4 years, which is incredible. That's a great deal for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I'm not doing too much with this roster.
Yeah, I'm absolutely not messing with it very much either, because I think they're in a really, really good spot. I do think you need to commit one way or the other to a two guard, whether it's going to be Sexton or LeVert.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an important thing to note. If you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Calvin and I will be covering the Cleveland Cavaliers and many other teams in the NBA throughout this offseason. Also, if you have any thoughts on what we said here, let us know down below in the comments. We would absolutely love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. You can join us live every single weekday, Monday through Friday.